coming up in the next 20 minutes or so, Morgan number 2 watched Cuties on Netflix to give us her review. Controversial movie, but Lunchbox watched it and said, hey, I think people are getting mad just because of the previews. And so Morgan watched it. We'll find out if the controversy is warranted. So that's coming up in a little bit. Now let's get over to the big story. Here we go.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Last night on Dancing with the Stars, Carol Baskin's husband, Don, his family bought a commercial.
Stop.
Yeah.
They did not.
I have audio of it. Here we go. Hold on a second. So if you're not caught up on Tiger King, the family of Don Lewis, who is Carol Baskin's millionaire husband, who went missing in 1997, bought a commercial on Dancing with the Stars, and it's like, hey, if you know anything about it, let us know. And so here you go. Here is a clip of the commercial that aired last night.
Don Lewis mysteriously disappeared in 1997. His family deserves answers. They deserve justice. Do you know who did this or if Carol Baskin was involved?
A $100,000 reward has been funded. You can call the tip line at 646-450-6530.
Or call our office at 800-LITIGATE. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
And then she danced?
Do you know what part of the show that was? I didn't watch it live.
It was before because she danced last.
She was
So
last.
did she know that commercial was airing?
Yes, because I had heard it was going to air before the show started.
Oh.
So the family mentions their $100,000 reward. They dropped that number for the tip line.
I mean, wow.
I don't think she did it. I don't think she had anything to do with it, but a lot of folks do. I've tried to get her on the show. Scuba, any luck with her? Even though she's on Dancing with the Stars? I know I said I didn't care anymore, but I kind of do again.
So I hit her up a few weeks ago saying, hey, Bobby can give you some tips, any advice. She didn't respond. And then I hit her up again saying, I know you're definitely doing this. Just a couple minutes of your time. She's ghosting me now. So I don't know if ABC's got a hold of her and won't let her do interviews.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
They're usually really good about that because they want people to go and promote the show.
Yeah.
Here's who I would like to talk to, though, from that show. Monica from Cheer.
Okay, yeah,
and
we
I
do that.
have a relationship with her. We text, or not text, but we DM about Dancing with the Stars a little bit.
Yeah.
I would talk to AJ McClain again.
Okay.
He did send me his new number. Apparently, I texted the wrong number and was like, hey, man, good luck. I heard you're getting in.
Oh.
Apparently, that was his old number. And Carol Baskin. Those are the 3 I'd like to talk to.
All right, I'll work on those for you.
All right. Mike, how did Nelly do last night? He's one of the ones I didn't get to see.
He was okay. I thought he'd be a little bit better.
Who was your favorite last night?
I like Neve from Catfish. He was pretty good.
Yeah, I think he has some dance experience too. Okay.
A cat fisherman has.
He's
Well,
not
he's
a
not a
fisherman.
catfisherman. You know the show Catfish, where they trick people on the internet?
Oh, I was thinking it was like
It was a
that.
movie, and then it was
Sorry. Yeah. Now I know. I thought this was one of those deep sea shows on like Nat Geo.
The deep sea catfish out there.
Trot lining.
Okay. That kind of catfishing. Okay.
Trot lining with the stars on Nat Geo. Okay, let's play Morgan Wallen, Chasing You. You guys can call us if you want. We're ready. 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. We're here for you. What's up, guys? Bass Pro Shops and Cabela Studio on Music Row, The Bobby Bones Show. Yeah. Morgan Wallen, Chasing You is still really good, even though it's been out for a while. But his song, More Than My Hometown, that song comes on, that's a turn it up one, man. Do you know that one yet?
I need to hear it, I guess.
I love you more than a beer before you're 21. Love you. Yeah,
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's on all the time.
I know, but I must zone out or
Ray,
something.
when you play some of that, you'll know it. You just don't know what it is yet. What do you mean? Morgan Wallen, More Than My Hometown. Let's see. We'll get to that in a second. Top 3 songs of country music this week. Kane Brown, Cool Again.
'Cause I just wanna be cool again, cool again, cool again.
Lee Bryce, One of Them Girls at number 2.
Them girls that ain't trying to
And Luke Combs, Lovin' on You at number 1 this week.
I've heard all those.
Yeah. Hip hop DJ Khaled. Here's Pop Star. An alternative, your big song is All Time Low featuring Black Bear. This is called Monsters. Do you have More Than My Hometown? Because you guys will know it.
I love you more than a film when the bass hits a hook. When the guy gets a girl at the end of the book. But baby, this might be the last time I get to lay you down. 'Cause I can't love you more than my hometown.
Nothing, huh?
No,
You guys even listen to the station?
Yeah.
Like ever? It's on all the time.
I hear Cool Again a lot.
Okay.
But,
All
no,
right, here's a new
that's
one, too,
good.
you might not have heard yet. Here's Rich from Maren Morris.
Okay.
All right, Bobby Bones Show. They're going to blow your mind because we've been taught differently our whole life. But an example, If you have a cold, people say you should get lots of vitamin C. This is completely down to one single scientist ever, named Linus Pauling, who had a theory that massive doses of vitamin C would cure colds. Tons of studies since then have shown he was wrong. Any benefits are minimal at best. Yet everybody's still like, give vitamin C if you have a cold. When really, there are 10,000 things that are better, and this is one guy's opinion that just happened to continue to get rolled over.
Wow.
So what are we supposed to do?
Well, you can do that if you want, but I'm saying it's not really a big part of fixing a cold.
Oh, dang it.
But I have a lot of these where you go, what the? Really? We'll do those coming up next.
Bobby Bones.
No matter where
All right, people are debunking common facts. We all think these are true. They're not true. Here you go. These are all facts we learned as kids for the most part, and we hold on to them, and we even fight for them sometimes wrongly. You ever hear that if you touch a baby bird, the parents will abandon or kill it?
Yes.
Not true.
Oh.
In reality, most birds don't even do that. If you help a baby bird back into its nest, as long as you don't try to touch the nest a lot, everything should be fine. You just helped the bird.
Okay.
Your head does not lose more heat than the rest of your body. That was a grandma tale.
I thought that's why you had to wear a beanie.
It's all about the same.
And what about in our hands and feet? I heard
All
it's-
about the same.
Okay.
Give or take just a tiny bit, all about the same. Napoleon was known for being what?
Small.
Right. But he wasn't. He was just a victim of good propaganda by the people that beat him in war.
Dang.
Because so many of the pictures that were painted of him then by even enemies were him of normal size on normal horses.
That's so mean.
But he lost. So listen, the winners do history. You win the war, you create the story of the war.
Wow.
Yeah.
The idea, you ever see in movies or TV shows they take that chloroform and they put it over their face and people
Yes.
go
Pass out.
and they pass
Yeah.
out. The idea that chloroform quickly knocks you out is false. In the real world, it takes several minutes, not the second when someone runs up behind someone, puts it on them, and
Oh, well, that's a bummer if
pass
people
out.
base that on a movie.
I always see those pro tips that say you should know your blood type in case of an emergency.
Yes.
This is a great one. And it's so the hospital can get you the right type. That's 100% incorrect. This is what a doctor says. We never take the blood type a person says they are. A patient remembering incorrectly equals a dead patient.
Ooh.
And the hospital then gets sued. We always perform a blood test first. The only exception is a true emergency, and then we only give O negative blood anyway.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
That's good because I don't know mine anyway.
Me neither.
There's a claim that we only use 10% of our brains. Extremely false. We use way more than that. Here you go. That you have to wait 24 hours to report someone missing in the United States. You've heard that, right?
Yes.
They have probably TV and movies. There is no law about waiting. You don't have to wait. Push to make the police cooperate and list the person missing immediately when you suspect something isn't right. Don't lose precious time. It's extremely important if the person is truly missing.
Yeah. Every
good one.
minute counts.
But did you know that?
No,
or
I
you
really
just jumping
thought-
on the bandwagon now?
No, I mean, I'm with that because I've been confused by that because they say, okay, we're not going to do anything after it's been 24 hours, but then they say the first 48 hours are super crucial.
That's true. That's very contradicting.
That means only 25 through 48 according to that logic.
So-
Can you actually do something? That's funny. The idea that there are left-brained and right-brained people who are either more artistic or more numbers-based, completely inaccurate.
Oh,
Really?
Your brains all around are different, not one side.
Left-handed people are more creative.
Okay, but you're just saying this because you've heard it.
Nah, because you're left-handed, my dad's left-handed, both creative.
Cracking your knuckles does not cause arthritis.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay, I have one more. That you have to put something in the mouth of someone seizing so they don't swallow their tongue or for any reason whatsoever. Do not do this ever, they say. Never put something in someone because they'll choke on it.
Okay. I never knew that.
Yeah. Okay, there you
So
go.
good.
How you feel about all that?
I feel, I guess, good, but lied to also.
Here's one other one that I didn't do, but I feel like might as well. I'm having fun with these. Back in the day, medieval people, ancient people, only lived to be 32 years old, right? Like that was the median age. And if they lived to that, people now consider them ancient. But the problem is, if you got to be 12, you were going to live for a normal life. It was just the infant child mortality rate was so high. And so that factored into the average death rate.
Got it.
So you had a bunch of, I mean, even now, it's not 100% safe that a baby's born and everything's healthy, you know? But back then, it was, I imagine 50-50. You just kind of rolling the dice. And so many babies didn't make it. That factored into the average lifespan of someone. So once you made it to like 12 or 15, you kind of were going to make it until 80 unless you died of a spear attack or something like that. The spear attack was all editorial by me.
Yeah.
Probably common back then.
Yeah. Let's do Luke Combs. Beer Never Broke My Heart, Bobby Bones Show. Hit us up if you want. 877-77-Bobby. That's our phone number. We'd love to talk to you. Questions, comments? 877-77-Bobby. What's up, everybody? And good morning. The Bass Pro Shops and Cabela Studio on Music Row, The Bobby Bones Show. Well, a couple things. In a second, Morgan number 2 will review Cuties. Very controversial because it's about young kids learning to dance. And some people are like, you shouldn't have that up. And some people are like, hey, not that big of a deal. One of those people was Lunchbox. He watched it, said it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right. I thought it had a very a lot deeper message than what just the dancing.
So Morgan watched it, and she, as a young female, is going to give us her opinion. And then also, Lunchbox got a bunch of mean messages about his opinion yesterday. I'm still debating on if we read them on the air or not, or just do them in the post show.
Oh, I went in a downward spiral in his comments on his post. And yeah, I never really do that, but I spent way too much time over there. But I couldn't believe like both sides back and forth, like ping pong.
Never go into the comments. That's like an alley in a bad part of town.
I know.
You know, without an end, like you get trapped in there. All right, we'll come back with that next.
Come on. The Bobby Bones Show.
Yeah.
This movie on Netflix is called Cuties, and it's in the news a lot because it's about young kids, young girls learning to dance, and they're going, hey, this is over-sexualizing young girls. And some are going, no, this is just dance now. And if you're saying that, you're just old, and your parents said the same thing to you about what you were doing when you were a kid. And it's the constant cycle of, ooh, I don't know if we should do that. I'm not watching it because I'm flipping creepy to me. But Lunchbox did watch it, and you said what?
I thought it was a very good movie with a very deep message about the pressures young girls face in society and how they're using social media.
Did you spend all night writing that? 'Cause that's a pretty good
No,
answer.
my wife were talking.
Dang, debate prep.
Yeah.
My wife and I were talking about it, and she was like, people just don't want to believe that this is how social media is used by kids, and they want to just turn a blind eye, but that's really what's going on.
Man, somebody went to the synonyms page, typed in his words, and got the big synonym for it. That's good. I like that.
While I haven't watched it, if Lunchbox is, if what he's saying is true, then this movie should be used as a warning for parents to monitor social media by kids, and let's take a look at what we're allowing out there. And if you want to have an impact or create change, start within your own family and try there.
What do you think about that?
I agree with you. And then parents online are saying, my kids don't do that.
Oh,
Kids aren't doing that at my kid's school. And that's when I'm like, no, that's exactly why they have this movie, because this is exactly what's going on. You don't realize it. They're not going to come and tell you that they're posting these provocative videos on TikTok or whatever.
They are too. Holy crap. Sometimes I don't even want to look at TikTok because it's kids on there doing dances I don't even want to see, because I don't need the TikTok thinking I like that and sending me more of them. So I just get off of them as
Yeah, because
fast as
that's
possible.
what TikTok will do.
It's an algorithm. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Morgan. Morgan, you watched Cuties.
I did.
What'd you think?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Go ahead.
While I agree it was a good movie and the point of it was there, I skipped through a lot of scenes. I was really uncomfortable for a lot of the dance moves. Like, I was watching it as if it were my niece or it was Amy's kids, and I'm like, I can't watch this. This feels uncomfortable for me to watch kids doing this. Just like you just said, I don't want to watch TikTok because these kids are doing it. That's what it felt like, right? So I was about like an hour in, and I fast forward to the end to see kind of what happened in the really controversial scene, and it was bad. It was, the dancing scenes were pretty vulgar compared to, they could have shared the message they were trying to do without the vulgarity that they did, if that makes sense.
Well, my only question would be, would we be talking about the message that we're trying to present if the vulgarity wasn't presented as something that you should fix? Because I don't think this would be a conversation unless they purposefully went over to make people talk about how not positive it is.
Also, some of the dances that they did, the videos they filmed, they were putting them on social media to get likes.
Yeah.
And so the girls felt the pressure to dress provocatively and dance provocatively to get more likes. And that's exactly how it is in society. So I think they represented it perfectly.
It sounds like it was uncomfortable for a reason.
Yes, it was meant to be uncomfortable, so people would talk about it.
That's why I'm not watching it.
Because you don't want to be uncomfortable.
Go ahead, Morgan. Sorry.
I will say, though, that the film has like this kind of indie documentary type feel, but then it's like you realize they actually hired these actors to do this. So that's also kind of why I think it's difficult to watch, is that
They're
they
11.
hired somebody to do this. Parents allow this. They're young kids. It's not like you're watching a young girl and this is her real life kind of thing, which is the vibe that they do it. I think that's why it's really difficult to watch.
Or you know how sometimes they have an older person play the role of a younger person? In a lot of shows, they're a lot older than you think, but they hired these are actual children. They're actual 11-year-olds.
Yeah, Dylan on 90210.
Yeah,
was
he was so
51
old.
playing a
Exactly.
16-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, kids.
I mean,
Okay, so Morgan, what would you give it movie-wise if you were rating it, just if it was a straight movie review?
Straight movie review, I'd give it like 2.5 out of 5. I definitely had to skip through some things that I wouldn't ever watch again.
Lunchbox is over here like 5 out of 5.
No, I didn't say it was 5, but I said the message is very important. Like, people are just concentrating on the dancing, and they're saying, oh, this doesn't go on at my kid's school. This is exactly what goes on. It makes you uncomfortable because you don't want to believe that's what 11 and 12 and 13-year-olds are doing. But the message was really important. It was a solid movie.
Well, you were getting crushed online.
Oh, man.
And we'll not talk about it here because there was a lot of pedo thrown in Lunchbox.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll do it in the post show. Where we'll read a bunch of the comments. We after this show is over, we keep going, and you can only hear that on the podcast. But we'll read some of those comments back on the post show on the podcast. It was brutal. It's brutal. I want to give you an update though. Some good news here. Blanco Brown, you guys remember?
Yes.
Gonna do the two-step. So he was in that really bad head-on collision near his home in Atlanta. He suffered significant injuries, was transported to a local hospital where he underwent a 12-hour surgery to address what had happened. He has since relocated out of ICU following an additional 12-hour surgery and is continuing his recovery in the hospital. His team of doctors do not anticipate Brown requiring any additional surgeries, and they do expect him to make a full recovery.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Isn't that great news?
Yes. I was just wondering about him.
Well, you're in luck because I just got the
I know.
news. And isn't it awesome how that works?
Yeah, I love it.
All right, let's do Jason Aldean Got What I Got, Bobby Bone Show. Hey, call us if you want. 877-77-Bobby. Not about cuties, though. We're done with that. Holy crap.
She said.